Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Real Chat with Kat, a podcast dedicated to offering a growth mindset platform where we entrepreneurs talk about business, mindset, and life in general, while sprinkling in some tips, tricks, and practical ways that you can grow in your business. I'm your host, Catherine Polsinelli, owner of Agent Services Plus, a consulting company focused on helping you build and grow in your business. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and get ready to have some awesome conversations and some great takeaways and ahas. Let's dive in. So today I have Mr. John Clark. I'm so excited. I absolutely love you. I follow you. I know you're in our downline, so I'm kind of spoiled, but give us a little bit of a background of who you are and where you're at and what you do in real estate.
First of all, your intro gave me goosebumps. Well done, by the way. I loved it. Well, my name is John Clark. Like I said, a very exotic name, very hard to remember. I might as well have been Mike Smith. And if I throw the middle name in, it gets really exotic, Brian. So yeah, I'm really nuts, John Brian Clark. I've been since way back, I've been in sales. I mean, this has been on a couple of podcasts, but I'll give you a quick version.
Yeah.
I was like 6 and my brother was 4. Literally, my mom had like a loom, right? That you loom pot holders, that you could. And we used to play around and loom those things. And then we went literally and cold called and sold them door to door on base. And I sold them for like, $3-5 a pop. And that's where, and we've made money. And I'm 49 now. So that was a long, long time ago. And after that, it went into, bringing lawnmowers door to door. And then after that, it was actually becoming a certified babysitter, right? Which everybody made fun of my brother and I for. But we were the only boys in the class with a bunch of good looking girls. I don't know what these other dudes were thinking, but it was a phenomenal thing. And my mom and dad went out every Friday night anyway. So we would just babysit all their kids and get, all the other people's kids and make a bunch of money. So it was fun. So I've been in retail sales, restaurants, my whole life. And then I finally left that back in early 2000, went into corporate sales and started working for Shred-it, which is the world's #1 document destruction company in the world. And so was with them doing outside sales for a while. Then I left after about 6 years and did a couple of random things, managed some stores and things like that. And went back to jewelry. I used to sell Rolex and diamonds before I was, wife looked like a disco ball back in the day. When you know what the markup is, it's harder to buy it later. No, I'm just joking. She still gets taken care of, but not nearly as well as when I worked there. Went from that to the corporate thing. And so I left Shred-it because of a leadership issue. The guy was an entitled person and I wasn't a big fan and blah, blah, blah. So we just didn't work out. So I left. And then 2 years later, they had new leadership who reached out to me, said, "Hey man, heard a lot about you back then. Love to have you come back and take a look at instead of an outside job, we need help with 3 branches, like branched out as an inside sales guy. And would you mind doing that?" And I was like, I used to be, and not to be arrogant or sound cocky, but I thought I was pretty damn good. I was driving with one knee, texting, calling, setting appointments, running appointments, closing deals. And yeah, I mean, everything that you probably shouldn't be doing in a car at one time, but multitasking, but I was really good at multitasking and doing it on the road. And I was like, man, imagine with this new position, they're offering me that I have 2 screens here now, operations over here, sales is here. I'm actually part of sales, but operations is here. And, like the outside sales team is here, inside sales team is here. We got, finance people, everybody. So I'm like, man, I could be like, Top Gun, man. I mean, like, I don't have to leave or worry about saying, hey, let me call my girl, Catherine, and find out what the answer to that is. And I'll get back to you. Now I can be like, yo, Catherine, and, get the answer. And it made me more dangerous. And I thought about it originally, and it really did work that way. And so I ended up being #1 in the world the first year out in 2014 for Shred-it. And that was the year we merged with our sworn enemy, Cintas. It was a 60-40 split, us 60, them 40. And then we were bought the next year for $2.2 billion by Stericycle. And so that year I blew the doors off the joint and was #1 over #2 by over 130%, I think it was. But that year I mentored 130 of my peers across 3 continents and brought 3 of them with me to President's Club in the top 10 for that second year. And the hugs that I got from these people when I got off the plane and showed up in I think the second one was Mexico. When I showed up in Mexico and I was hugged, and it was in front of my wife right before our anniversary, right after her birthday, she got to see this. Like, and one of these people was a woman that was like, who was left with 4 children by her piece of crap husband a while back for somebody younger. And she was making like 30, 40 grand. But when I was starting to teach people and help people, she really took to it and called and asked me stuff and asked me if I would, kind of like, we're peers. I'm not her manager. So, but asked me if I would follow up and just make sure that she was staying on track. And this woman ended up making 100 grand that year. And the woman damn near wouldn't let go of me, man. I mean, I still get good, but that's where I went right then when my wife saw that. That's when I knew that's what I need to be doing, developing people and training people to be sales assassins. Right. But that's the fun part for me is training you how to overcome objections and how to be a consultative salesperson. Like we talked about early on before we started this. That's the only way to do this position and to do a job like this is to take yourself out of it and ask what the hell, what exactly do you need? And let's find out exactly what you need. And then we go hunt that, that's what, so this was a natural progression for me, right? I did the thing with Shred. It was really successful those 2 years, went through 6 vice presidents in Chicago, got the top spot, thinking that my job was going to be to do what I'd been doing that following year with 130 people across the globe was to go travel now to them and do this in person. Imagine seeing this versus hearing it in emails and stuff and getting advice, seeing me come in and be like, yeah, this is what you do. I mean, I'm a nut and I fire people up and I change cultures. Like that's what I do. I come in every day. What a beautiful smile. I don't mean it. I told you that when I first met you because you have a nice smile, but it's because you look like a toothpaste commercial, just like my wife. Just like my wife, who I told you is entirely too hot for me, and I've been with for 24 years. I never mean it weird. I like building people up. And if you have pretty eyes, I'm gonna tell you I have pretty eyes. My wife knows 8 to 80. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just a weirdo like that. I just like making people happy, and it's never a creepy thing or weird stuff like that. So I just like to. I thought coming into real estate, it was a natural thing for me because what they wanted me to do when I got that new position was to basically go and convince all these people, because I told you we merged with Stericycle. Well, they have regional call centers. They're mostly a call center type sales environment. So we had 2 branches in every state. And they only have 5 regional call centers. They wanted me to go out and talk to these people I've been building up for 2 years and say, hey, you want to move to one of 5 regional call centers in the country, pick up your stuff and your family and move for a call center job, or I'll have to let you go. Like I'm like, so you wanted me to build people up for 2 years and then cut their legs out from under them?
Yeah.
So I left and I went and I drove for Uber and Lyft for a little bit. I mean, I went straight from making 6 figures to there's no pride when you got to make money for family, stuff like that. It was literally like, I can't do that. I could never sleep at night if I was to take a position like that. Oh, and they wanted me to move to Dallas in 2 months. And I was told it was going to be a travel job. And so they threw that at me last minute too. So not that Dallas isn't a bad city. I'm sure it's wonderful, but I wasn't prepared for that. I've finally put roots down somewhere and I'm not planning on rolling for a little while. So my brother said, we were sitting there driving, and my brother's been a realtor for a while, but his is strictly for himself, being a flipping homes and stuff. And so he's like, hey, man, these couple of guys, Mike Wall and John Pileski, started the Love Ohio Living team with eXp Realty as this new brokerage that just started. And it's a cloud brokerage. And I have a crazy history with John Pileski. I've only seen him 4 times in 24 years, but we helped each other every time. It was it's a great story one time, and it's a longer one, so I won't get into it now. But I already knew this was the kind of person that I could work with, right? Like I already knew. So it was just a matter of calling. So he literally looked him up on Facebook and called him right there in the car and put me on the phone with him. And I'm like, John, what's going on, man? He goes, holy, like John Clark. He's like, I've been following you for so many years on LinkedIn because I learned 10 years ago that if you started social media, you could get in front of a lot of people a lot earlier. That's how I got. There's a title that comes out with Property Spark every year. It tells everybody the top, people on social media, and I'm never on that list. But I always take that list and I do the research. And the top 15 people added all together don't have my LinkedIn profile following, so I blow them out of the water every year in Ohio. So it's not to be arrogant. It's just I earn it. For the last 10 years, I've earned it. And I'm not about to give it up because of marketing companies going to crown some other dude. So anyway, I talked to him and he had me out, and I had no idea who XP was. I don't believe that you should join a brokerage because of the brokerage specifically. I believe you need to find a leader who gives a shit about you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Who cares? Oh, I'm so sorry. I should ask you. Who cares about you and who cares about your development? someone who genuinely cares about your development, not cares about their cut of the team split. And that's where a lot of agents get shafted, in my opinion, and they're coaxed in to come in. Oh yeah, come in. This is easy. All your friends and family buy from you. That's complete garbage. Most family members and friends don't buy from you, and it's because they lie to you in most cases. Most people don't tell you what's going on at their house.
Family is a pain to work with anyway.
Yeah, well, they want a discount, and they want you to, like, we want everybody to like us. But so you don't invite them in sometimes when you got stuff going on behind the scenes. You don't want to share with them, and that's the thing. People don't think about that as I've got some stuff I'd probably rather not share with some friends and family, maybe from my history that maybe could come up if we were to do a transaction. Maybe I'd reach out to somebody else who doesn't have that connection, so I don't ever feel like I'm letting somebody down or letting them into something that I feel ashamed about. Mm-hmm. People don't think about that kind of stuff. So it's when I reached out, I go all over the place, but when I spoke with them, he took me in a little tour, and we went in and he showed me everything, and he showed me a big liquor cabinet, and he was like, "Hey, check this out." I'm like, "That's really cool, but I don't drink anymore. I quit like 5-6 years ago for, just not my gig." He's like, "Oh, well," I was like, "But dude, listen, I came to work with people that I know are doing it and that actually care about other people." I was like, so at the time, funny enough, I was doing very well when that transition happened, and I just up and quit. I wasn't prepared to just go drop all this money to join, take classes, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, "Listen, man, you know who I am. I mean, not who I am, but you've been following me on LinkedIn. You know what I do. You know how I'm a closer. I'm like, I can sell anything and gas to a burning man. I'm like, how about this? Would you guys drop the dime on me going to school, and I'll sign an agreement saying I'll pay you back within 1 year. And I'll commit to you for 1 year on your team, and I'll pay you back every penny." And he said, "Hell yeah." And they wrote the paperwork, and we did it. And I was their rookie of the year 4 months in. I joined in August, was their rookie of the year for the #1 mega team in Ohio. And after about 2.5 years, I was their social media manager, stuff like that. And then, and kind of a sales manager, things like that. Sort of, it was not official, but that's what I do. It's like anybody that was struggling or needed help. That's kind of my bag.
Fill in the spaces.
Yeah. So I ended up going off on my own April before last. With a buddy, and we started the Dayton Homeboys. Funny enough, so it's a play on words, homeboys. And I wear a hat cocked sideways in the morning. If you ever see any of my birthday videos, I do a birthday video early in the morning called the 45-second birthday breakdown. Looks like I'm on crack, but I tell you who you have in common with your birthday, within 45 seconds, and it's everybody thinks I'm like, "Man, you're really great at this." Oh my God. No, it takes 30 to 150 takes every morning, and I'm throwing stuff, and I'm mad and calling myself the worst names in the world. Like, "You idiot, you can't even read, you dipshit." I'm like, so it's nuts. So I did that, and then I started getting more attention from female agents who wanted to join the two. And I don't want anybody to think they've got to be jumped into being my team, first of all, homeboys. But it was my buddy wears like the Peaky Blinders hat, and I had the hat sideways.
Nice.
And we're both like these out there crazy sales guy closing. Like we're from hard sales closing backgrounds to now dealing with weekend warriors and soccer moms. Not all, but 80% of these people think that this is just some easy gig. And if you don't treat it like a corporate job, or, you're 8 to 5 and even longer, in my opinion, because you got weekends and stuff added in now, you're destined to be in pretty bad trouble here. So did my own team and changed the name to the Dayton Home Team. And so now we have women, and we have, from all walks. Anybody can come here, and it doesn't seem intimidating or weird, or you won't have to put a sign in a yard that says the Homeboys.
Homeboys. I don't know. I have to say, I love the play on words. I think that's fantastic. And I think that's something that, regardless of what brokerage you're at, a lot of people fail to realize is when you get into the real estate industry, well, one, it's your business, right? So you still have to run it like you own a business or you work for someone. Otherwise, it's very hard to push yourself forward. And the other side is do something that aligns with you. We have so many people that I feel like get in it, and kind of like you said, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be easy. It's going to be great. I'm going to talk to these people and show homes, make money," right? And they don't realize all the intricacies in between it. And then they get into a brokerage. It's like, "Oh, well, you should cold call. Oh, well, you should door knock."
Well, what they do is they tell you to put all of your friends and family into the CRM system that they have. And I want everybody to know this. If you don't know this, the second you do that, that information is theirs. So once you're like, man, I'm tired of this brokerage. I'm out of here. I'm going to this cool one over here because I love these people. Cool. I'm still calling Uncle Betty and Uncle Joe and blah, 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 because they're allowed to do that. So from the moment I knew that because I was a super user for Salesforce before I came over here. So I knew bring my own people. So at eXp Realty, we're given one of the best CRM systems actually in the industry.
Yeah.
And so I've been using that since day one. Well, when I started on the team, they have a whole different system called Sync. And that's for them, that creates leads, through their website stuff. But that's where they get the biggest percentage for the teams too, is when they give you leads. So when you create your own, obviously you got a smaller percentage. So my focus was more on keeping the percentage smaller and also keeping my sphere of influence versus being able to, when I leave, divvy that up to everybody on the team and let them verbally assassinate my people. What's up? You guys want to buy a house? Yeah, I know John Clark. I don't need all that. Yeah. So that's a tip. That's something that a lot of people really do need to know. If you're brand new anywhere and because I downloaded my a CSV file, I think is what it's called, CSV file from LinkedIn, and I have 30,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Oh, wow.
So I got stupid with it. You know what I mean? No, don't get me wrong. I filtered and took out a ton of people that just don't make any sense, but to put in there, but I also did that. What you can do on Facebook and so you can use people in there. If you take your time, you already have a ridiculously badass group of people that you can start conversations with.
And I love that too, because I don't feel like that's something that anyone thinks to tell anybody. It's just call your friends and family and have them help you, right? Like that is the layout. So I love that. And I didn't know that you could do it from Facebook. So I know you could from LinkedIn. So that's fantastic. Because what a lot of people don't realize is, even if you're new in the area, right? I've heard this one a few times from people that I've worked with. Well, I don't really have a sphere of influence that's here. We don't have to. And it's like you were saying, if you're pulling it from LinkedIn and Facebook and things like that, all you have to do is contact those people. If they're not moving, you find an agent out there. Now you got a referral fee. You didn't have to do anything but make a connection, and now you got money rolling in. It's a fantastic way to start your business until you get that sphere of influence under you.
There's a ton of different ways to make money in this business here. Not even just the stuff that eXp does. Like I have a way that I'll share with you real quick that I'm doing because it works for me in Ohio because I've been with eXp since there were 7,000 agents, right? So I got pretty lucky back in mid 2018 is when I started messing with people and being able to talk to people. So since then, I've been sharing content that I make my own content and do my own stuff. So I have my own logos. So after I'm done making a logo, something with my logo, I turn around and make it with eXp's logo. Mm-hmm. And then I share that on our Honey Badger group. And that's where I get the attention of people. See, now we've got something like 12,000 people in that group. And now we've got like 84,000 agents in the company. And I've been here since 6 or 7. It looks like I'm a rock star. Like to people, I'm not some out there crazy. It's just when you share all the time and you try to stay in front of people, giving. I don't charge for this crap. What my thing is when I started, I didn't have access to a bunch of badass images and cool stuff. And like, I didn't know, because I've kind of felt this industry out and kind of seen what was right and also learned from marketing what's cool and what's not cool and what you can and cannot do. So I can try to keep compliant and all that jazz, right? But some stuff that bugs me is like, I send these birthdays out every single morning. I'm very intentional about my social media. This is why I started that birthday video thing. Was not just to keep your attention like, haha, that's that funny birthday guy. It's because every morning when I go in and tell you your birthday, I look to see who you are. I go in and check who you are. Do I know you? Like, are you one of those people that's always liking my stuff? Or like you one of those early risers who's always loving my comments and good morning, John. I don't care who you work for, what you do, I'm keeping you. Period. Because I already love you. You're a supportive, nice person. You're like you. I can almost guarantee it's like you, right? Like, so like I'll keep you. Or you're somebody that's in my city that's a potential buyer or seller at some point, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to necessarily be all into my stuff, but you're in my city. So I can still keep you around. If you're an agent that's in my city, I'll keep you around as long as you're an agent that does good things. You're good on social. You're not only just checking my stuff and helping me. I'm also, I'll keep them around because they're a possible recruit, or They might just be someone that I know I'll never get, but I love them because I love the way they do business. Like, I don't care if you're with EXP, man. If you're doing good stuff and always bragging about your clients and your brokerage and your loan officer, and you're showing loyalty for the people that, like, I would jump in front of a bullet for my loan officer. And that's not because he is that good of a human. Like, he's a badass human being who I just love as a person. And then on top of that, he's a sick loan officer who also used to be a closer and a realtor. He literally knows more about this business than anybody I've ever talked to. So, and he's 10 years younger than me. And just an incredible father. Like, there's so many things about him that I just think are awesome. People probably think I want to make out with this dude. I'm like, I brag about him because he's just a good people. So I'll keep anybody that is positive and good, I'll keep them. But if I see you're you're a RE/MAX agent and you're in Cleveland, I mean, look, no offense, but I'm probably not going to do business with you. I'm also not going to probably recruit you. Sorry, you're gone. And you're not, if they're not one of those other people that are supportive, or I remembered your name because you were good, whatever. There's a lot of people that just, get friends like this. And maybe I did when I first started this, because this is a second profile for me, because I want to be professional, because I'm a clown and a whole nother one.
No, I love that. And I do think that that's very important for anyone that's in the industry, whether you've been in it for a while or you're brand new, is really paying attention to the people that you work in conjunction with, whether it's your loan officers, your title companies, home warranties, your inspectors, whatever it may be. It's great to have people, and it's great to have those that do their job. But it's better to have those that align with you, that also bring out your personality, or you guys can match, and that that when they're going to work with your clients, they're also kind of bringing a piece of you. Because, and this is how I see my business, whether it's my consulting or in real estate, is if you don't show my clients the respect and the piece that I bring, then you are making me look bad, because you're an extension of me. And so I don't want that for my business. So I'm a dork. I'm a goofy person, and I joke at the wrong times, and whatever, it's fine. It is what it is. Right. But that's the kind of people that I want around me, that are also servicing my people, right? That I know are taking care of them. And I feel comfortable saying, hey, this is my inspector. They're absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love them. I trust them completely. And I can say that about the people that I work with. And if I can't, and I try you out, then I'm not going to keep you. And it's no fault to you. You run your business how you do it. It just doesn't align with me. And I'm sorry, but that's an extension of my business. So it's a huge part of me. And I find that a lot of people find business partners because, one, they need someone, or, they told me they were going to do their job. Well, great, they're supposed to. What are they going to do above that? Or, they're a friend of mine. Okay, well, that's fantastic. I have friends, but I have friends that I hang out with here that aren't involved in my business and everything else, because they don't align with my business tactics or the way that I work my business. So they're separate. So I think that's a huge one that a lot of people don't take time. They just try to find someone who's like, oh yeah, this works. Right. And then they just flow into their business.
Well, ever since I started August 18th of 18, I'm sorry, August 22nd of 18 will be my 4th year. And since that day, I've had the exact same photographer. I've had the exact same title company. I've had the exact same inspector. I've only changed mortgage company a couple of times just because I finally found the one. Mm-hmm. I was dating mortgage companies for a while, and now I found my marriage partner. It's getting worse. It's going to get worse for him now. Right now, they're going, oh my God, this guy! Swear to God, watch out for him. Call HR. No, same thing. So here's my play on all that. There are a lot of vendors who kick you down money to use them, right? Like, or kick you down whatever, spiffs or something. I have not one time ever taken anything from one vendor because I've told them straight up, my thing is this. And it sounds like it's a lot like you. I'm just very straightforward with it from the jump. They know I bring business. They know for a fact I'm going to bring business. They know that I have a big mouth. They know that I am out there. They know my following. They know how crazy out there weird I am, and that I say thank you at every closing. I've got like a picture of me with the person I'm selling with or buying from. I got the agent picture. I got a picture with me with the closer. If my loan officer shows up, I got one there. I've got 4 or 5 different posts on every close, because I am saying this company right here goes above and beyond. And I say this damn near every transaction. There's no way in hell they don't think I love them. There's no way. And so I don't take those kickbacks. My thing is, if you do not exceed my client's expectations like I do, I will find someone who will, period.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's not personal. It is business. Just like you said, I'll still say hi to you. We can still rock on social media, but there's not going to be a business thing. You've got to understand that, in my opinion, we have a responsibility greater than damn near anything I've done. Now, my last job was pretty cool in that nobody wanted to talk to me, of course, but it was to stop identity theft and help people not be screwed, in 60 seconds by somebody that takes you 6 months to fix it. And stuff that can ruin people's lives, I took personally, but it's not the same kind of gig. But still, this here is hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are people's houses, their futures, their sometimes with investments, it could ruin people if you do the wrong thing. And there needs to be some sense of responsibility. There needs to be responsibility with the people that you reach out to and that you use for every portion. Like if you were moving here and you were referred to me, I take that very, very seriously. Your agent should have checked me out like a son of a gun to make sure I was the right person. But I know that what happens is they're like, even on the Honey Badger group, someone say, hey, I need a listing agent in Dayton, Ohio. And the first person that happens to catch that post tags and they get the deal. Well, they probably got it because they're not doing shit. They're probably not doing anything but staying on social media because they're not working. So if you take a minute and wait to see what you get and then do your homework, you'll find the best person for that client. I won't sleep on that. I don't do that. I find the flawless, the one that's going to make me look like an idiot.
I do all mine. I sent one over to South Carolina not too long ago, and I had 3 agents that reached out. I called every single one of them. Yeah. And I asked them their background, and I just kind of talked to them because I need their relationship based responsibility to kind of come out, right? And I need to know what you're going to do and how you're going to help them. And to be honest, sometimes it's personality based, right? I may have. How's he going
to sound my client when like if he vibes with me? I know he'll love this client, right? That's it. You can't base that off text messages and emails and I like that we have this stuff, right? But this is where it's at. Like, talking to somebody in person and seeing their face, seeing if they're all over their phone, stupid crap. Like,
how much are they paying attention? What are they
contact? Do you care about this sale? Do you really want to help me and my client out? Because I sure as hell want them taken care of. I want them to go there and talk to everybody in South Carolina. They're like, who the hell is John Clark? Well, just some guy in Ohio. But if you ever know somebody going there, you know what I mean? You'd be surprised, you know? And so,
communication, I think, is key for me. A lot of agents that I've worked with and that I've talked with that have referrals that are out there, I'm like, okay, great. So where are they at in the process? And they're like, well, they're taking care of them. Like, they're not checking in. Are you checking in? Like, there should be some form of communication. I mean, I've had clients that moved from California and I didn't know who their agent was. And I was like, I need to know them because I need to know what's going on in your business up there, how your home sale is going, and make sure that we're all working together. I actually had a client that was moving down here, and for whatever reason, it ended up working best for them to be in Chattanooga. And that's not my area, right? Well, they had already found an agent down there. And she was like, well, how are you going to get paid? I said, well, I'm not. I said, but that's okay. Because as long as they're taking care of you, then I'll help as best as I can. And I reached out to the agent. I gave her the lender that my people were already pre-approved with and let her know what was going on and what we had already worked on to collaborate. I didn't make anything off of it, but it worked better for my people. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is they get so focused on the scarcity mindset of, I got to close this deal. I got to make this deal. I got to get this one, that they forget that you're taking care of people. And we can't return a house to Walmart if we don't like it. Like you're stuck. You're screwed. Like that makes or breaks if they're going to send people to you afterward. It really does. I mean, being completely honest, I'm horrible at following up with my people. And obviously real estate is not my main side anymore, right? Because I've gone to consulting, but my follow-up game is crap. And I reach out every once in a blue moon. I had an agent or a client, that I closed 2.5 years ago that sent me 4 people. And I haven't even really talked to her, so I got to send her flowers now. But it's because I did a good job and I was very upfront with them. A lot of agents, I feel like, get caught up in that. Well, don't tell your clients this, and like, make sure that you're making. No, I tell my clients, like, if I've got an agent that I'm working with that's a pain in my butt, I'm letting my client know, like, this is no fault of your own, but just so you know, like, I am trying to do this, this, and this is why it's taking longer, because I need them to understand what is going on. I feel like there's this huge blanket of generalizing agents of make it look like it's perfect. We want to make everything great. Like, yes, you do, right? And you do want to let your client know, like, I got this, don't worry about it. But this is the stuff that I'm dealing with in case it's taking longer. But we have this huge stipulation that's out there that, like, you're supposed to act like you can do it all. And I think that's absolute crap. It's absolute crap.
It is crap. That's one of the reasons why I think I'm hired, at least by people that want zero bullshit. Because I cut to the chase. I like I told you, I was not kidding about the wife and kid thing. I don't want to leave my house. So if I'm going to, it's going to be very intentional. It's going to be for a reason, and we're going to do this the right way. So I don't mess around with any clients. I tell them straight up, like, this is going on right now. This agent didn't say this. This agent did this. This person just did this. It's better. I don't sugarcoat shit because, to be quite honest with you, I don't remember what the hell I did yesterday. So to try to lie to you and remember the bullshit and keep compounding that for like a transaction, I'll just be the most lying. I'll sound like a jackass, and I'm just not trying to go there. So I just tell you. And if you don't like it, I get it. But we can talk about that and get over the fact that you're pissed. There's something I couldn't do. I can't help. Don't kill the messenger, homeboy. It's just, that's just the way it is. It's just, but it's better to be an honest asshole than a lying dick, in my opinion. Excuse my French.
Totally freaking agree with that. And I did, to be honest, I do the same thing in my consulting business. I mean, I work with agents on helping them grow or taking their ideas and kind of making it real. And sometimes they come to me and they're like, well, what if I thought of, well, that sounds like an absolute load of shit and you shouldn't do that. Like, I'm going to tell you.
That's a huge waste of time.
But that's my job as well. And you are paying me to come from the outside and show you reality, because you get stuck in your own box. And to be honest, it's the same thing with clients. When you're trying to buy a home, especially first-time buyers, right? You're so caught up in everything and, oh, but I want this. You have this huge dream, but it's our job to bring you back to reality and say, okay, you want all this extra crap, and that's fantastic if we can find it. But what you told me was this, and this.
Yes.
So,
and look what I found.
Yeah, this is what we have. And then you can give them situations, right? Like I have clients that are like, well, we really want a 2-car garage. I'm like, okay, but if we could find something in a great area with a little extra space where you could build one, is that an option? Like, you have to be the one to think outside the box for them to bring them back into reality, because otherwise they get stuck in this little bitty hole. And if it's not the perfect everything, they throw it out the window. And then they're mad at you.
You got it. So I just had an agent call me from DC. He's like, John, I don't know what's going on, man. I've got 6 people pre-approved. They're all 100, but nobody's pulling the trigger. I'm like, and this was couple months back before, right before this started diving off. It was still hot and heavy. And like, they're not pulling the trigger, huh? I'm like, did you find out exactly, like, do a needs analysis, exactly what they need, where they need it? Well, yeah. You sent them those homes. Yeah. You showed them ones that match exactly what. So what's the problem? They're just not pulling the trigger. I'm like, have you asked them why? No. I'm like, why not? I'm like, at the end of every one of those showings before you leave, you should find out whether or not you're writing an offer. And if not, what was good or bad about this property that I can take with me for the next one, so I know how to streamline this sucker so we nail this bad boy. Because everything that you told me so far matches this home flawlessly. The damn school is a stone's throw from here. You know what I mean? The highway's there for your husband to jump on the damn highway like you said he needed. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, It literally fits everything. And you're talking, I don't bullshit like, okay, we'll keep looking. No. I need to know why we're still looking, because gas is $5 a gallon and this bullshit. Tell me what's up, lady. You know what I mean? And they usually know me from the beginning that I don't
Oh, I come with a disclaimer. If it's someone that's unseen to me that doesn't, I'm so serious. I come with a disclaimer. When I sit down to talk to people, I'm like, just so you know, I'm gonna give you the shit straight like it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. If you don't like it, tell me. I'm totally okay with that. But if this is what you want, this is gonna work. If you need someone to make it sound like it's fluffy, probably not your person.
Good. That's exactly that's exactly my approach as well. But then, look, you will either find people that value dead ass honesty like that, or you will find people that need to be fluffed up all the time because that's what happens to them all the time. That's that they've been coddled their whole life. They just need people to kiss their ass. And I'm just not the one, man. There are 4,400 people in my market doing this same job. And there's only about 1,000 of them that are worth the shit. Excuse my French. I mean, that are honest, human, good, professional real
doing
estate
it for the right reason.
I would fear, you know what I mean? Like not fear, but that I would welcome the chance to work with. The rest are like, God bless. You can't even write the descriptions say things that answer questions that people still call you.
You don't want to answer your phone. Please don't text me. Everything's listed online. Like that's not our job. Our job is to do all of that. Yeah, it's
make two people happy is our job, man. And for us to high five at the end of that battle, for me and you to get our picture together at the end is our job. Yeah, that's what I look at it. Hell, you could be with a whole nother thing, but I like you. You're cool. We vibed. Everything's cool. I see your sign when I go by. When I drive by from one of my listing appointments, I stop my damn car. I take a picture. And then I put on, that's what I get. No shit. And it goes on LinkedIn in front of 30,000 people. It goes on multiple Instagram accounts. It goes on multiple Twitter accounts. It goes on Snapchat. I mean, I literally go ape shit. Like, just because I'm so like geeked, I'm like, that's my girl. Because you're just a cool human. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I'm trying. Like, that's what this should be. That's what the industry should be.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And that's one of the reasons for creating the podcast is I want agents to understand that it doesn't matter who you're with or how you do your business. We are supposed to be business partners. Like we're supposed to be in this together. We're supposed to collaborate with each other. It's not this, my brokerage is better than your brokerage or my people. I don't give a shit. I don't care who you're with. I mean, I've gone out to my old brokerage and I told them, I was like, let me help teach your people. I was like, you don't even have to tell them I'm with EXP. I don't freaking care. I just want to help because I know what I can offer them. I'm not trying to sell the company that I'm with. I'm selling myself. And that's how I feel. I wish that more agents were like that.
I mean, this is everybody. We get a lot of bad rap here at EXP anyway. For with the revenue share or the way the downlines. All that shit. Hey, look, at the end of the day, there's some EXP agents I can punch in the face. That just as many I can punch in the face at Remax, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker.
Yep.
I mean, I've met assholes at every single one of them. And I've met some of the coolest human beings I've ever met in my entire life at each one of them. I love a guy named Jeff Roberts from Remax here in Dayton. Dude, I swear, awesome human. I love a girl named Nikki Gulick up at, Jenny Edwards. And none of these people are with Kylie and Hassan. None of these people have anything to do with my brokerage. But I'll tell you straight up, I love these people. They're badass people. They're just cool agents. They sell a lot. I watch them help a lot of people. And that makes me fired up, man. And I don't give a shit who they're with. But there are people, I've got a hit list. I got 4 or 5 of them over here that if I ever see them in person, I'm probably going to punch them in the mouth. Like, that have talked trash online. They're keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? They won't do it in person, but if I ever see them online, we're probably going to have a conversation. Oh, probably won't punch. I'm just joking. But we'll have a conversation. Hopefully it leads to a punch. No, I'm just joking. But no, I'm just kidding. But, everybody does this thing like this brokerage sucks. This brokerage sucks. That's why I started off at the beginning. It has zero to do with the brokerage. And literally your business has absolute jack shit to do with your brokerage. I'm sorry. It has to do with the people that lead you and that bring you up and that teach you. Then at that point, you pick the one that fits your business model best. EXP, I got lucky. I mean, I followed 2 guys that I kind of dug. One of them I knew, the other one I didn't. But once I met him, I thought he was a cool cat. And so he was a sales guy like me. He was more of a sales guy like I am than the guy that I knew. The guy that I knew was a cop. But just mad respect because I grew up in the military and I have nothing but love for anybody's civil service. So we had this great bond that way, and they were doing stuff cool for the military. So I just thought it was wicked cool. And then it just turned out that EXP was this neat brokerage that does these new extra things. So I've been training and mentoring and coaching for salespeople forever in retail and restaurant. My whole life, I've been training people to be better at sales and be better customer service and take care of people and be the right, have them come back and ask for your name. You know what I mean? Like, let's be that guy. Let's be that guy or girl. That's what we want to be. You know what I mean? So I've always had that rah spirit thing. Anyway, I'm a soccer. I played soccer in Berlin, Germany for a few years after high school. And I've always been a team sports guy. And so EXP, once I found out they had all these cool tools on top of it, I'm like, holy crap. Like, besides the fact we got this kind of neat networking group, but I'm telling you, the Honey Badger group, without question. And I've been to professional networking groups, outside. I've been on ones, online, and I've never in my life been around a group of people or been associated with a group of people that have brought more value to my business than. So I share all that content with them, and my 98% of my business comes from referrals from EXP agents across the country. I think that's all my business is.
And I have to say, I'm very blessed to be able to be in that downline and be a part, because I love the stuff that you post and content. I'm constantly sharing it with other people that's in our group as well. So we're going to definitely have to have like a part 2 with me and you, because this is like freaking fantastic, right? So I have 2 questions that I have to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
So if one of them would be, what tip, trick, or piece of advice would you like to give to the audience, whether it's business or personal related? What is one thing you would want them to walk away with today?
Wake up every morning. If you wake up every morning, be blessed that you did. You know what I mean? And kind of bring that with you, because really that's the only thing you should be asking anybody for at the end of the day, is that happens. And then after that, see if you can just help one more person every day, right? That's probably it. That's my goal every day. I try to make people smile and laugh every day, but I think if you could, my bit of advice, if you could just turn one person's day around every day, and hell, just walking by and saying good morning to a stranger sometimes, or smiling at some stranger. Hey, how you doing? Everything all right? Do you have no idea what that's done to numerous people? It throws people off, but it changes people around sometimes. So I don't know. Be that person.
Awesome. And I always love to leave on a piece of positivity. That's a huge thing for me, which what you said before is fantastic. Do you have a phrase or a saying or anything that you use that brings a piece of positivity to you or people around you?
Well, besides your vibe attraction tribe, that's a good one. Mine is one team, one goal. That's pretty much sums up everything. If we all act like we're all after the same thing, which, the more opportunities I bring to EXP Realty and to other agents, our company makes more, therefore affording us more opportunity as a whole. It trickles down, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I just think if we can continue to do, stuff like that and continue to share and just try to be one, there's no reason to compete. Like, I've never had competition. Other people may look at me as such. I don't look at them as that. Like, I want you to win. That's why we're different. Like, I don't give a shit if your house is bigger than mine. I don't care if your wife has got bigger boobs or if you got a Ferrari. I don't give a shit, dude. My life is flawless right now. Like, can't be better. Like, well, it's going to be better. It'll continue to get better and better. But like, I'm just happy where I'm at. So, one team, one goal.
One team, one goal. I absolutely love that. So, so thank you so much for your time, John. It's been freaking fantastic. So tell everybody, where can they find you? Where can they follow you so that we know how to get in touch with you?
Well, just about anywhere on any platform. You can find me at Your Agent John Clark Your Agent John Clark. Nice and easy. At Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn for sure, Facebook, everywhere. Yeah, that's me. I'm also Jay Knox. So on a side gig, I've been making sales memes for 10 years. So I'm one of probably the top 3 producers of funny quality, I should say, real estate memes all over so you'll see a little guy with his hat cocked sideways. It says Jay Knox.
Okay. I'm going to look for it now.
Yeah. Just about any real estate, you go to the mastermind group, you'll see that real estate mastermind group. you'll see it's not right.
Awesome.
So, but that's asking me to get out and make fun of people and have a good time. Since we get our teeth kicked in all day long, I make fun of myself more than anybody else. So, not like I just make fun of people, make fun of everybody, but the industry itself, just to have a good time. But thank you for your time. You're awesome, man. This was a good time, and I'm glad I was your, official kickoff.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So to everybody else that's out there listening, please be sure to, subscribe, like, share this out to everybody. I want to get this out to as many people as possible. And remember, go for your own goals, not everybody else's. It's great to have your own perspective and to strive for inspiration, but stick to your own. So until next time, thank you guys so much and have a fantastic day. Hello again, and thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely love what you heard, please be sure to share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment or review so that I can keep the good stuff rolling. If you haven't yet connected with me on social media, be sure to follow along at Agent Services Plus. I am so excited to connect with you until the next episode. And until next time, be sure to find something that helps you learn, grow, and be inspired.